Hello, hello, hello. I hope you're having a wonderful day. My name is Leah Drew. I am a mind body healing guide and a pain management specialist. And I wanted to discuss a topic that's been coming up super regularly this week with my clients and in my group program, the Mind Body Initiative. And the topic is specifically around creation and attraction. And when we're talking about creation and attraction, we're specifically talking about the things that we deeply desire to bring into our lives. And so it might be dreams, it might be goals, it might be aspirations, it might be these things that we don't yet have, but we want to bring them in. And when it comes to bringing them in, there's certain things that we need to think about to make that happen. And the first thing that we really want to remember is that we can call in and attract and create anything in our lives. But the truth and the reality is, it is never going to look exactly the way that we want or expect. And so I encourage you to drop those expectations at the door and think about allowing and surrendering into what is meant to come into your realm. So that's the first thing. And when we focus on attraction, we want to be very mindful through awareness of what we are attracting as an experience based on what our thoughts and beliefs are. And so our thoughts and beliefs are going to play a huge role in creating our habits, which are then going to create our values and are then going to influence the experience that we have in our world. And so when before we can even bring in and start to think about these things that we want and desire and feel called to, we want to first get out of our own way. So, making sure that we are finding ourselves grounded, regulating our nervous systems, and healing some of the thoughts. Oftentimes, I call this the roommate in your head. And this is becoming more aware of all of these ways in which you are trying to sabotage yourself. Because if you're not aware of those things, it's going to be really challenging to bring in the experiences that you want in your future. And when we start calling, once we become aware of those things and we start calling in these experiences, one of the best ways, in my opinion, to start to really get everything out and understanding, like, okay, like, what is it that I want? Because we might want so many things in our world, but like, what is it that we feel called to right now? And I love doing a brain dump. I love just sitting down and writing down as many possible goals, big and small, that I have. And I try to do this every year around New Year's so that I can gain more clarity around what are some of the things that are like really present for me right now. And oftentimes I'll do that and then I'll sit and I'll go through and I'll be like, okay, what are the things that I want in the first like next 1 to 3 years? What are the things that I want in the next, let's say, like 5-ish years? And what are the things that like I really want within the next 10 years? So now I can start to classify like, okay, this is priority, this is secondary, this is tertiary. Once I do that, I like to make sure that I'm moving through a particular process to bring these experiences in. First of all, becoming aware of those beliefs, like we talked about, because if your beliefs are not in line with the person that you need to be in order to call in and hold that experience that you want and desire, that experience is going to fall through the cracks. Right. And so let's say, for example, you have this desire to maybe run a marathon, but you're feeling like it's not ever going to be possible because you're not ever going to be able to get rid of your physical pain. You're not ever going to be able to get in the mindset of somebody that can run 26.2 miles, and you're just not going to get there. Well, first of all, shifting those thoughts and beliefs and recognizing that you may not be there right now, but that you can get there and that you are capable of getting there. Once you do that, you then want to start to create changes in the action steps. And so taking these small little action steps, one tiny step at a time, to bring in the experience. And so that may look like starting by creating the space every single day to work on achieving that experience and getting closer to it. Because the more you practice and the more you train, the more you can be in that experience, right? And so it might start with running a half a mile. But you can only run that half a mile if you create the space in your day and the time in your day to start and to do, right? And then maybe you'll get up to a mile, and then maybe a mile and a half, and maybe all of a sudden you're at 3 miles, right? And so you're starting to take these small steps, but you had to create the space for it first. Just kind of like the example of like, you cannot put more in your glass until you spill what's in the glass out, and then you can put more in. Same thing in your life. If you're calling in this experience, but there's no space for the experience to happen, and you're not creating the space for the experience, guys, you're not going to have the experience. So, once you have started to create these habit changes, the best way to bring this experience in faster is making the mindset shift and then thinking about it. So think about the thing. Think about yourself actually running those 26.2 miles. Think about what it feels like to finish those 26.2 miles, right? And then like actually like see yourself in it, see yourself running it, see the environment around you. Where are you? Right? What is it that it looks like? Visualize it. And then another really important step in the process is making sure that you're proving to yourself that this is possible. So find other people, look towards other people that have done it already, that have made this happen already. Because once you find the proof that there are people out there that have never even run a single time in their life, signed up for a marathon and ran and completed the marathon, it's going to be so much easier for you to recognize that you can do that too, because you've now seen that somebody else has been able to make it possible. Once you know that there is a thing that actually is possible, it makes it easier for you to accomplish it. So look to the people that have already done it. And as you start to take these steps, it's going to be so much easier for you to not only step into this experience, but like bring it in faster. And that's the cool part that we call collapsing time. Because the more you think about it and the more you become this person that holds the beliefs and the thoughts and the habit changes and the values and the qualities of this person that you get to become to having to hold that experience. And the more you focus and practice this, the faster it will happen. So think about the things that you want in your life right now. Think about where you are. Think about what you want. And think about the person that you get to become to have that thing, to have that experience. And what small step can you take today to start to create the space, to start to change the thoughts, the attitudes, the beliefs, and start to change those habits to make sure that that's possible. So, would love some of your feedback, would love to know what you've made possible. Drop it in the comments below, and I am so excited to connect with you. I hope you have a lovely rest of your day. Take care.